What's going on, guys? My name is Palpatine Bricks, and today we're going to be going back all the way to 1999 and having a look at the box art of every single set from 1999 all the way down to the newest 2024 Lego Star Wars sets and their pictures and how they look like, and seeing every single box art that's ever been created all the way from 1999 Lego system to 2024 colorful waves. Check it out. Starting us off is the infamous 1999 Lego Star Wars box art. Now, if you come close and have a look here, it says Lego System. Now, that's the main feature that kind of differentiates this year from every other Lego Star Wars wave. It's because Lego was still called Lego System in 1999, and this was the only year of Lego Star Wars that they had Lego System. All the other ones, they removed system from the name, and that's why this box is a little bit different. And you can see that actually it has a little bit of a animation of all the characters there in the corner, and it has that Star Wars logo, the gold and white, and also that old minifigure there showing off that the ages are 6 to 10, which is obviously changed. We'll be looking at that as well, and like the cool little gold details of the actual set. That doesn't happen really that much often anymore, but that's 99 for you. Now, coming down to the year 2000s, the golden era of the world itself, we have actually seen a difference in the box arts already. So the first thing that you notice is that they've actually removed the system kind of logo that was supposed to be here, and they're still using the same gold white minifigures kind of logo here in the corner for Star Wars itself, and also still using that little name at the bottom for the actual model, but they have removed that little figure that was in the corner for the ages. But other than that, this year was very similar to the year before. There wasn't many innovations in the sets or box art whatsoever, but we're going to be seeing many differences in the coming years. So let's check out 2001. Now, 2001, we're still not seeing any differences in these box art. They're just getting a little bit more simpler. You can still see the gold there in the corner of the logo. Now, the only thing that I can see a little bit different is the fact that they've removed sort of the ages text here in the corner and the little figure that was in 1999, but it has the same colors, same type of box art itself, but there's not much difference. So let's see in 2002 if that changes. Now, 2002, we're still not seeing any differences. I don't know what Lego was thinking. They're still doing the same crappy thing that they were doing. The only thing that I will show you the difference of is the fact that there's a little ring there on the actual box, and it kind of actually just transitions into the background of the model. So this is the Jedi Starfighter. I'm just picking these sets out in random, and it has that little blue outline, kind of like a planet sort of thing, but it does show the ages again. And bear in mind, the piece count only comes in the European versions and not the Australian and the US versions. So that's going to be different for both countries and all other continents. But we're still not seeing any massive differences like the colors or the Lego logo or the box art itself. They're all pretty simple, plain, like black and white and like bluish colors. But other than that, we also actually have the removal of the old logo of the figures there in the corner. So that's from the year after, and this is the year that's right now, 2002. So let's look at 2003, because I have a feeling that's different. Now, 2003, we're still sticking with the same goldish Star Wars logo, as you can see right there in the top right corner and the top left corner of the Lego logo. Nothing much has changed. Still the same kind of outlining of the bluish planet. But there's one thing to mention, that this year actually had a lot of little like conspiracies, having two different box arts for the same model. Like this model right here had two different box arts. One was blue and one was this dark kind of goldish and dark, like from 1999 to 2003. Same kind of box arts like they've always done. Now, 2004 is a special place on my shelf. Now, if you just come after me in my Lego room, if we just come to this corner right here, up here we've got the 2004 box art. Now, this year also had that bluish box art, but it's still back to the silver outlining, but they've done something different now. If you can see, it's actually 3D on the box. I don't know if you can tell, it actually has an imprinting of the actual model out of the box, so you can actually feel the model. So it's actually smooth here, and then it's rough here where the actual set is, which is pretty cool. It's very different from the other years, having something hidden kind of thing, just for kids to see that they actually want this model, and they kind of grab it and like, I want it, sort of thing. But 2004 was definitely a good year for Lego Star Wars. Now, 2005 is a big set. Now, the year 2005 was probably one of my favorite years for Lego Star Wars and their box arts. They're actually doing a lot of different things in this year. Like, for example, looking at the first one here in my left hand, we've got the red box art of 2005. Now, this year was so cool because the Darth Vader was actually on fire, just representing that movies in that year, like a couple years back, actually showing off that Darth Vader was a very bad character. Having that red stroke around these boxes just made that set just pop that much more for those kids wanting to buy these sets and display them for themselves and also play with them. I definitely think they did a very good thing with this year of Lego Star Wars, being a little bit red and different from the bluish colors that we've had and the dark colors from the years 2001 to down to 1999. But now we've got these reddish colors. But also in this year there was actually a different box art, which is kind of matching that year of 2002 and down. It had a silver outlining of Star Wars here in the top right corner and just Lego logo in the top left corner. It was a little bit different, as you can see in the comparison here. This one was a little bit more bulky Star Wars logo, whereas this one was longer and just outlined a little bit more, just showing up that original trilogy edition Lego sets, and also introducing a little bit cooler things like being able to click the Darth Vader and him lighting up in the actual box, which would make me so happy as a kid. I would want to buy this set so bad. But the box arts just get better and better every year. Lego Star Wars definitely evolves throughout the years, making it more appealing for children to buy these Lego sets. Now, I feel like 2006 is a bit of a downgrade in box arts. It kind of looks almost vintage and old. Like the Darth Vader in the corner, it's definitely less of quality. Like the 2005 Millennium Falcon, I really think this Darth Vader has dropped in just looks, and the actual box art just doesn't seem that appealing to me. I don't know if it's just me, it just looks like a 1999 box art. But it does have that 3D printing like 2004 had. So if you remember that X-Wing that I showed you from 2004, it has that 3D imprinting of the actual model. I don't know if you can see, the actual model has a 3D print of that. Let's take a look at 2007. Maybe it's better than this year. I hope it is. Alright, 2005 is a special place on my shelf as well. If we come here, following me right here, there's a massive model up here. Now, I am so excited to show you the box art of this year right here. It's 2005. Now, this was the most expensive and the biggest Lego Star Wars set ever made up until a couple years ago. Now, it's the Lego Star Wars Millennium Falcon 2005 mint in box. What we see different from the other years is that the actual Darth Vader is now red, and it's kind of bluish and reddish at the same time. It also has a red little instinction and a stroke around the Star Wars logo there, with being white but a red stroke. 2005 was definitely one of my favorite years for UCS in general and Lego Star Wars box art. Now, the year 2009 was finally something different. Seeing a clone in the top right corner is like a relief to me. We've seen Darth Vader after Darth Vader after Darth Vader every single year of those box arts. It was getting a little bit boring. Now, 2009 was definitely a golden era for Lego Star Wars Clone Wars. It was just beautifully made for Clone Wars themselves. Now, this is the ATT Walker. And as you can see, the actual box art has blue at the top, has blue accents, and has this set. It just encapsulates it so perfectly of this year. It's just such a unique box art. Straight away, when you see 2009 box art, you know that this is the box art with the Phase 1 clone trooper in the top right corner and the blue of the box. It just shows off the sets like the AT-OT Walker, the ATT, you know, sets like that, especially like the gunship. This was definitely a beautiful box art era for the year 2009. Let's see what 2010 has in store for us. Now, 2010 is yet another promising year for LEGO Star Wars. Now, this is probably everyone's favorite back at home. Let me know in the comments below what you think before you continue watching my video, please. But this is the Captain Rex logo box art. Now, 2010 definitely blow the fan base out of the water right here. So we had the bluish background of a little bit of a sky here, maybe a storm, and then Captain Rex there in the top right corner. Instead of having a different stroke for Star Wars logo, we actually have a grayish stroke, which is a little bit more plain, but it suits it a little bit more. I definitely see that LEGO Star Wars is definitely still trying to find their best box art, but they're almost getting there. Now, LEGO Star Wars is definitely doing something right in 2010 because they have still kept the same box art, or maybe they had leftover boxes, I don't know. But they have the same exact Captain Rex in the top right corner with the stormy clouds there in the corner as well, with the dark blue. But other than that, it looks the same exact box art, so you couldn't tell them apart. If it was me, I would probably still think this was 2010. But I still think that 2012 is going to be different. So let's have a look at 2012 right now. This is 2011. Now, the year 2012, they have definitely changed something about the box arts. We've gone from Darth Vader to clones to Darth Maul now. So we've got Darth Maul here with his lightsaber all the way down. So that's definitely something different for LEGO Star Wars. So apparently their box art with Captain Rex only lasted for 2 years, and now they're searching for another one. And it's also kind of matching what movies these sets are based off, so they're kind of trying to match that as well and making it more interesting for the fan base and not always releasing the same exact boxes. But as you will see in the next coming years, it's going to be very repetitive. But let's say and see 2013. Now, 2013, we can definitely see that we've been introduced into some greenery. So we've got a little bit of a grass color here. We've got Yoda, which appreciates him so well because he is a little green fella. So we can definitely see that's definitely making the box art a little bit different in 2013. If you do remember this box art, it's mostly common in seeing in the Ewok Village set, as well as set like this, which not a lot of people remember. 2013 was definitely a year that was a little bit more forgotten than others, but it's definitely a very cool year for LEGO Star Wars. I don't know why people would miss this year, but let's take a look at 2014 now. Now, this year right here, 2014, was a very different year for box art yet again. There was many series coming out, like Star Wars Rebels. It shows up. This is specifically a Star Wars Rebels box art. So you've got the Stormtrooper there for Star Wars Rebels, and it has the colors of Star Wars Rebels, whether it's orange, red, and kind of darkish colors, and also the logo of the Rebels there in the corner. This set was very nice looking with the Ghost and the Phantom. They did very well with this color. I do like this color a lot for 2014. But a lot of people, when they think of 2014, you remember these sets like the Republic Anti-Vehicle Cannon with the Darth Vader back. In 2014, there's a different Darth Vader with actually being the actual person in the photo, where it's actually trying to kind of grab you there, and it has his lightsaber as well, but it has the same exact Star Wars colors of the Star Wars logo. same bright orange and the same Lego logo. The only thing in the corner is different is kind of the bluish dark color of the top, and then the kind of plain gray color of this one. So this is definitely a weird year for Lego Star Wars. They had a little bit different box arts, but let's look at the next year of 2015. Oh, 2015 is here, so we can definitely see that it's much different from the year below 2014. So we can definitely see that there's a stormtrooper in the top right corner celebrating the fact that it's mostly Star Wars Rebels this year. 2015 was when it was released, and you can definitely see by this battle pack that it's back to being that little orangey color, and the Lego logo in the top left corner as well. So it's a definitely weird little box. I don't really personally like this one. I do like the more vibrant colors like the blue and the green, but this is something different. Maybe this worked for them, maybe it didn't. Well, let's take a look at the next year, which is Bow. Now, 2016 was the new sequel of Star Wars, so it was a very different, and this is probably the best movie that Star Wars has ever made, The Force Awakens. So you can definitely see switching from the Darth Vader villain to now the Kylo Ren villain. Now, 2016 was definitely a golden era for Star Wars as well. Just Lego Star Wars and Star Wars in general, everyone was all over it again with Kylo Ren, and it had this plain white logo of Star Wars now, instead of the blue or the red or the orange or the silver or gold. They have the plain Star Wars in white. So that's definitely a big change, but the colors of the reddish are still the same. They still provide a photo of the background blurred of where the set's supposed to be. But other than that, it's a very big change for Lego Star Wars yet again, from being green, blue, white, gold, and a lot of these colors, they're sticking kind of with red this year. So let's take a look at 2017 and see how that changes drastically. Now, 2017 is definitely a different year for Lego Star Wars, seeing the introduction of Rogue One being a very good movie for the Lego Star Wars fans. We've got a Rogue Dark Trooper here in the top right corner, so it's different from the Darth Vader Clone Trooper, Darth Maul, and Kylo Ren that we're gonna get soon, which will be the next one, but oh sorry, the one before. And it's a bit different. I don't like it that much. It just looks a little bit more pixelated. You can see the bluish there. It just looks patchy, and it looks like someone accidentally erased the background in a free background remover, and it just left it there just like that. It just doesn't look that good. It doesn't sit right with me. They're back to the no stroke Star Wars logo as well, which is a bit different. I like it. It's a bit more simpler, but the actual box art is very nice. It does look very appealing to children, I think. But just this corner here, I feel like it was a bad placement of a character. Let's take a look at the next year right now. Now, 2018 was the release of Lego Star Wars Han Solo sets. So we can see that there's definitely the Han Solo. Then we've got Lando Calrissian, Chewbacca, and obviously the villain girl, which is a very interesting sort of thing that they've gone to more of a humanized version of the characters instead of the 1999 to the 2002 and including 2010 characters in the top right corner where they were actually minifigures. It's now humanized versions like the Darth Maul kind of as well, but the other ones were more animated, but this one's definitely more humanized. So that's a bit different. I don't like it personally. I think they did change it after this year and never done it again. So that was definitely a good plan by Lego. But other than that, we can definitely see that they're trying to comprehend that yellowy color for this box art, even including it in the minifigure section here for the actual figures itself. But this was a different color that I didn't really appreciate as much, and I don't really appreciate it that much now. I do like the green and the red colors and the blue colors, but the yellow just doesn't sit right with me. Now, the 2019 Lego box was probably among the worst boxes I've ever seen, being the ugly Darth Vader minifigure in the corner, just not complementing the colors at all, slapping on some white bricks around the box itself, and the Lego Star Wars logo being a black stroke. I don't think it should have been black. I don't know what else they could have done it, but I don't like this box art at all. Maybe it works for them, but I personally don't like it whatsoever. Now, 2020 is probably the first time they've done like a skinny stroke and not having a full color of the Star Wars logo, kind of having just this stroke of the Star Wars logo itself on a black background with a yellow stripe. But now we've got the introduction of a brick minifigure of the Kylo Ren. So kind of like 2016, but just a Lego minifigure. I don't really like this at all as well. I don't like these type of boxes. The last year's 2019 and this year have just been a disappointment, if you call it that. They're just too dark. They're not too vibrant, and I just wouldn't want to buy this myself. I think it's just very forgettable, like, if that's a word. It's just, I don't really remember these sets. They weren't really that outstanding to people, I think, and that's why they just didn't do as well in that year. Now, 2021 was definitely based on series as well as the Book of Boba Fett series shows, like being the Mandalorian in the top right corner. I think it's just so plain. I feel like they just slapped on a random picture of Google Images of the Mandalorian in the top right corner and called it a good picture of a Lego box art. I don't really like this type of box art with the bricks at the top. You can definitely see that they're Lego bricks. It doesn't even display that they're Lego bricks on the actual bricks, which is a little bit weird. But they're back with these, like, a straight black logo of the Star Wars logo and the top left corner of Lego. This is a bit different, still the same to the last year. They're both white. They're not that much different. Now, LEGO Star Wars 2022 took a different approach, being way more sleeker and more nicer of the box arts themselves, like being the Darth Vader in the top, in the bottom left corner now is a bit different, and normally the sets will be like that, but they've made this one standing and just being a little bit more basic and just more simpler. I think it's doing very well for LEGO Star Wars doing it this way. I think the Star Wars logo has been puffed up a little bit to make it a little bit more thicker. But other than that, this year is definitely way better than the other years with the bricks. They've implemented black bricks now, just having that little adjacent thing to the old ones, but just having that black sort of bricks. I think that's much better for them in the long run. Let's see if they continue doing this in the next year now. Now, the last or the second last LEGO Star Wars logo box we have is the 2023. They're sticking with the plain kind of random colored line as they usually do from 2022 as well, and they will be 2024 when you see the last one. They've got still the black pieces. That's working much better than the white ones. The white ones were so ugly. I'm so thankful that they got rid of them, but this is 2023 and it looks very good. Now, it looks like 2024 is still sticking with these kind of bricks in the background of the thing. So no more of those planets or dark colors in the corners or anything like that. They're sticking with the Star Wars plain logo and then the Lego logo in the corner. And then now they show off these small things like 25th years of anniversary in the corners. And also this nice little bluish metallic color. I think it's kind of meant to be a little bit of a, you know, a shiny metallic blue, but it's definitely working. I do like the box art a lot. It's definitely a big drastic change from all the years we've ever seen. Most of the colors were darkish and more like dark appealing. Now these are more kind of shiny and vibrant and more just bright in general. So these sets are definitely doing much better. 2024 is the last set that's ever been made so far, so we're going to see what 2025 has in store for us, but so far we've got bluish metallic color.